Let me show you how to craft persuasive hooks or headlines for your Twitter threads or Instagram posts in 2 minutes or less so that you can increase your engagement and feel good that you actually spend time creating your posts. And what I'm going to do is show you the echo method, so you don't have to be copy pasting stuff. You don't have to be plagiarizing other people's stuff, which you should never do, and without using other people's boring templates. So let's get rolling. Before we begin, I would love to tell you a little bit more about some tips I have for you. Tip 1 is that you need to know who you're writing the headline for, or the hook, or the post. If you don't understand what are the pains and the aspirations of your target audience, this is not the training for you. You should go to another training and learn about market research to better understand your audience. The second tip is be specific in your hooks, because specificity is persuasive. And what do I mean with being specific? Let me give you a few examples. Adding numbers to your headlines and your hooks. Adding social proof to your headlines and your hooks. Adding a time period of being able to achieve whatever you wanted to achieve to your hooks. More about that in a while. In the meantime, let's go to tip number 3. Write a quick first draft, then make it better and iterate until you find the better hook or headline. Cool? So the next step is, who am I? Well, I'm a multi-six-figure marketing firm owner who works from a country most people can't place on the map, the Dominican Republic. At the moment, I have 93,000 followers on Twitter and 100,000 followers on Instagram. My name is Jose Rosal, and I am going to show you how to craft better hooks and better headlines in less than 1 minute. Of course, 1 minute, you doing the work. You have to watch the video to learn how to do that. So let me show you the first step. You need to do a quick research using the WW method. And the WWW stands for who has a problem, what is the problem, and finally, what annoyances do that person who has a problem wants to avoid. So in this case, for this example, who has a problem? Twitter influencers. Why? Because the problem is that they aren't getting enough engagement in their threads because they're spending so much time creating and writing threads that get them 0 followers and don't get engagement. Also, they're sick of using the same templates everyone else is using. So by understanding who has a problem, what is the problem, and what annoyances they want to avoid, you can get started drafting a first draft of a hook. And what we do is we weaponize the WWW research. How? By writing our first hook. And what we do is we write a first crappy how-to headline that states like this: how to write better Twitter hooks for threads in 5 minutes or less without relying on templates. This is super basic and it's a great crappy first draft. So by understanding who you want to write for, what is the problem, and some of the annoyances they have, you can write a crappy first how-to headline. And here's how that looks like. The what. You're going to show the what. They want to write better hooks because they have a problem, low engagement, right? Then you're going to add a time period in 5 minutes or less. And finally, an annoyance without relying on templates. This is the template that I built for this. What is the problem? How long will it take them to solve the problem? And finally, we have the annoyance, which is I don't want to rely on templates and I want to save time, which is time period. I'm telling you how to write these things in this amount of time or less. So I'm tackling 2 annoyances. You can also think about annoyances as objections. And people have objections to spending too much time doing things, spending a lot of money, relying on other people's and stuff like that. Now, as you can see, I am not stating who is the target audience right there. But the thing is that it's implied because I'm already telling people, hey, this is for Twitter hooks. So who is this for? This is for people who are Twitter influencers or write threads for Twitter. And that's how you weaponize the WWW research. But I understand this is still not a great headline. This is very, very basic, but it's still much better than just how to write better hooks for threads. No sauce, right? This has the sauce, the time period and the annoyance. But how can we make this better? Well, let's add a few benefits to it and let's change a little bit of the text. We have now the what, a unique method to craft persuasive hooks for Twitter threads in 5 minutes to almost always get 100 retweets without relying on templates. Can you see how much better this is? We're stating the what, the time period it takes us to fix this, the benefit or outcome they are going to get on top of learning how to do this, and finally, how to do this without that nasty annoyance. In this case, is relying on templates. So once you understand who has a problem, what is the problem, and what annoyances they have, and they want to avoid, now you can use the WWW research to better craft hooks. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I've been doing this for a long time, so this is easy for me. For someone who is starting out, it might not be as easy as it is for me. So now I want to show you the echo method so you can start writing better hooks and headlines without other people's takes, without being boring, and by echoing better writers than yourself. Because at first, you need to echo the essence of other people in your post, which is totally normal because you learn by imitation. So the echo method is an imitation game. You're going to be imitating other people's writing styles for a while until you develop your own way of writing hooks. And here's how the echo method looks like. First, you find a hook, a viral hook. Then you templatize that hook. And finally, you modify it, taking into consideration who has a problem, what is a problem, and what annoyances they want to avoid. In other words, using the www research. So first, how do we find great hooks? You're going to be finding them on Twitter or Instagram or wherever. I prefer Twitter because people are already writing threads and writing great hooks. And what you do is you go to the search box of Twitter and you write the keyword, then the term from with a colon, and then the username. And here what I'm doing is searching the keyword thread from the username Jose Rosal. And as you can see, the word thread is highlighted right there. So this search query will search all of the tweets from Jose Rosal that has the word thread. And by the way, you need to take into consideration how many retweets it has and how many likes, so that way you know that the hook caught people's attention, because that's the trick, finding viral hooks. Then the next step is you're going to templatize the hook. And in this case, I'm going to use Grammar Hippie viral thread. He has this viral thread. I think it had like 500 retweets, something like that. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit of the essence of his hook and put it in one of the hooks that I can create using his own writing style. Because in the end, remember, this is a game of imitation. So you're going to be imitating other people's writing styles, many other people, so that you can build your own writing style, which is the way you learn, by imitating, not plagiarizing, imitating. So we're going to templatize this hook right now from Grammar Hippie George 10. And the first thing I can see is that there's a how-to here. How I made $500,000 in profit. Then I see there's some kind of objections and annoyances people usually have and that they want to avoid. Then we have a little bit of social proof when he says that he has used this dozens of times and that's not a fluke. And then we have some kind of call to action. In Twitter, when someone writes a thread, people already understand that it's read on, read more, keep on reading. So this is a very platform specific call to action. Anyhow, let's start templatizing this. First, the how to. We turn this how I made $500,000 in profit to how I grew to 93,000 followers on Twitter. Then we find the objections, as we can see here, and he just has like bullet points of objections. And we turn that into without paying for retweets, without being a reply guy, by only posting 5 times a day and writing for less than 30 minutes a day. As you can see, I'm targeting who here? People who are already writing threads on Twitter. And these are the annoyances they have in regards to growth on Twitter. Then we have the social proof. In the case of George is this one, and the call to action is this one. In our case, in our echo method is the same process I used to grow my Instagram account to 100,000 followers. It works. Thread. So how does all of this look like together? Here it looks like. So we have the original tweet, the original thread from George. And here on the right side, we have our echoed thread because we are echoing George's writing style. And we turn it into this. How I grew to 93,000 followers without paying for retweets, without being a reply guy, by posting only 5 times a day and writing less than 30 minutes a day. It's the same process I used to grow my Instagram account to 100,000 followers. It works. Thread. So here we have the how to, the objections, the social proof, and the call to action, which was made by using the echo method. Now, the next step is to modify this even further. So our new hook, we change it to make it about the reader, not about myself. So here we are stating the how to or the benefit. Gain your first 10,000 followers. Even if you've tried and failed before, which many people have failed, right? Without being a reply guy, by only posting 5 times a day or less and writing 30 minutes a day. I've used the same process to grow my Twitter account to 93,000 followers. It works. Thread. And as you can see, this is a new hook, totally different from this one and the one from Grammar Hippie, all by echoing his writing style. It feels novel, it feels new, and it's not plagiarized. Remember, this is an imitation game. You're imitating people who are already doing the work so you can learn how to do it like them and better. Anyhow, can you see how this works and how powerful the echo method is? Not only for writing lines and hooks, but for even writing longer form content. And the trick is always to find who has a problem, what is the problem, what annoyances they want to avoid, so that then you can use the echo framework by finding great hooks, then templatizing them, and then modify them as many times as you want so you can craft better hooks that hook your audience into liking your stuff, sharing your stuff so you can grow your account. So thank you so much for watching. My name is Jose Rosado. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions. Like and share this video, and see you in the next one.